Yo, what is going on, you derpy dedenays? Before we get into today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors, TC Evolutions, Deadjaw Gaming, and BCW Supplies. Links for all of them in the description below. Be sure to use code AzulGG on all their sites for a discount on your purchases there. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So I've finally taken some time to build a Mewtwo list and kind of work on a Mewtwo list. And in my opinion, this is the best way to run Mewtwo. I'm not a big fan of Jirachis. I'm not a big fan of the tag call engine. We do play one tag call supporter in the Mallow and Lana, but that's just because I think Mallow and Lana is such a good card. This is very similar to the build that I ran for Atlantic City and Knoxville. Wobbuffet's back to help deal with Victini and Ability Zard. Turtonator's here finally to help us deal with knocking out Keldeos. We've let go of Macargo currently in the favor of Lopunny, but I could definitely see bringing Macargo back. I just have Lopunny in here currently because, well, I like the idea of the jumping balloon. It's a little bit more efficient than Macargo's attack, and they both have the potential to one-shot big GX Pokemon. So we currently have Lopunny in here over the Macargo, but I could definitely see going back to Macargo over Mega Lopunny. I'm just currently sitting at Mega Lopunny. Of course, we have great catchers over custom catchers. This card is insane in this deck, giving us a ton of flexibility and allowing us to be super aggressive in many matchups where we normally couldn't be because we only had access to custom catchers. But this card completely changes how we can tackle game scenarios with the deck in many matchups. Like I said, got the one Mallow and Lana. Another change I made is I've gone with a fourth communication over the fourth Cherish Ball to kind of act, over the fourth Treasure to kind of act as a fourth Cherish Ball, because the biggest things we want to find are these guys right here, Dedenne, Solgaleo, Charizard. And we can't find those with Treasure, so I'm opting for the communication over the Cherish Ball to give us more access to these guys right here. And I guess it gives us access to Mega Lopunny as well, whereas Treasure can kind of find us everything else. And that's it. I think that's all I have to say on the deck. Let's go ahead and get into some games. Up against the Baby Blounds. All right, this matchup is, I think it is slightly favored for Mewtwo, but it is close. Our game plan is to get to Cross Divide and reset stamp our opponent in the same turn. Yeah, that's our game plan. That's what we're going to try and do here. Let's see, we can calm away this. We could treasure away this. Look for the Viridian Force for an energy. And then we could just Viridian Force away this. Get a fire. Welder to... There's no other way for us to get more energy. So we can treasure away... or Viridian Force away this. Treasure away... so Viridian Force away. We could... let's treasure away this Solgaleo first, actually. Let's take a look what's in the deck. Because I could grab this, and then I can Viridian... then I can... No, that wouldn't work anymore. Alright, never mind. We're going to go with this to grab this. Let's take a look at our energy count. Looks fine. Only one switch in the deck, so we might be a little bit slow on that. It's fine. Alright, Mewtwo grab. Going to... Okay, bench... Alright, I got it now. I figured it out. So like this, get rid of this. Get ourselves a fire. We're going to welder the one fire to the Mewtwo. Boop. To the Mewtwo. 1, 2, 3. Bench a Mewtwo. Attach to a Mewtwo. Calm away the Wob. Gonna grab ourselves Dead Change. And I'm feeling hitting the one switch. Let's go for it. Let's get that one switch that's in the deck. Get this guy to the bench. Get a free knockout here. Alright, not so much. That's fine. We can go treasure away this. Grab ourselves the Mind Report, the Welder on top of the deck, like this, and then pass over to our opponent. See what they got. And then we'll look to set up 3 energy on each of the Mewtwo's on the next turn. And look for the cross division. We have the reset stamp, so we just need to set up for the cross division. And then we'll have everything we need. They top deck the Pidgey there, and here they go into the airmails. I'm actually 100% fine if they knock out Marshadow. I actually almost prefer them to knock out Marshadow here, because it makes it easier for us to set up our play For sure, yeah. I actually almost want them to knock out the Marshadow here. Yeah, it would be actually good if they knock out Marshadow here. Because then I can reset stamp them to 2. Sure, they could Great Catcher KO to Dene. That's super unlikely for them to hit off of a reset stamp to 2. So I am fine if they knock out my Marshadow here. That's 100% fine with me. Go for it. All right, not today. Top deck Welder, but we knew that. We need that many energy in the discard pile, so we want to go this first. Then out the again at LGX. I almost said Ultra Necrozma. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and Giant Hearth, get rid of it. Grab ourselves 2 fire. Grab those. Look at the discard pile. That's fine. Welder to this Mewtwo. Attach to the resetting hole Marshadow. Retreat. And I don't really want to leave them with access to Hearth, but I might want it on the next turn. I shouldn't need it on the next turn, though, actually. I think I should treasure away the Wob right now. Go ahead and grab ourselves probably the Turtonator. There's 3 Welder in the deck. We have the Pokegear in hand. I have 1 fire. I should be able to find one of those 3 energy. I also have the Hearth to give me access to it as well. So there's 4 outs. And then I have 1 Stadium prize and 1 fire prize, so I might get that as well. I think I am just going to go ahead and bump this. I don't want to give my opponent access to the Hearth. That's basically what I'm trying to avoid here. Very not good to give them access to the Hearth like that. So yeah, knockout 120. They go here. Now our greatest fear is if our opponent has Welder here, Welder, Great Catcher, knockout our benched Mewtwo. We kind of just lose if they get that. There's that Hearth I was talking about. Yeah, if they get the knockout on our bench Mewtwo, I think we just lose. But if they don't, we're going to go ahead, hopefully get a Welder off the Pokegear. Reset stamp them, kill the 3 Pidgeys, go down to 2 prize cards, and then just clean up 2 more knockouts from there. And the game will be over. We'll see if we can actually get there. There's a Flint from our opponent before they're going to get into the airmail in here. There's the airmail. Here we go. 1, and then here comes another one. And if they do get the knockout on our Mewtwo on the bench, no, not on the bench. If they don't knock out either Mewtwo, we're going to go with attached to our active and then Turbo Strike again. Or maybe we would go with, I actually don't even know what we'd go with here. Yeah, there's the Blazer. So I think it would be, we are looking at attached to our active. Well, we could go for the play here. We don't want to do it until we have the reset stamp play, I don't think, though. I'm actually not 100% sure. I don't think I want to go for the play yet. Unless we have the, what's it called going on as well. Let me see. How many fire do we have left? There's not a whole ton. But I do need an energy on my active to make sure if he has the Great Catcher K on my bench, I can still use the active one instead. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to hold this, though, I think. And then we're just going to go with the Turbo Strike for the knockout here. Knock out this one. And then they'll probably have the knockout on us next turn. They have to draw into something eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and assume they're going to have the knockout on us next turn. Once again, not giving them access to the Giant Hearth. Thankfully, the Blazer missed, so they still need the 6 energy to actually knock this guy out. Recycle System is in the discard pile, unfortunately. I know I have 2 fire in the deck for sure. So we should be able to set up our combo no matter what next turn. Hearth, thin out 2 energy. Acrobike into Gear should almost guarantee us a Welder, even though we only have 2 left in the deck. Psychic for attachment. So yeah, even if they have the KO on the benched one, we're still good to probably utilize the active one to take the knockout. And yeah, this is why the matchup is, I feel like, fine. I mean, even if they had, they missed the turn. It's their 4th turn actually. Are they on turn 4 now? 1, 2. I actually don't know what turn they're on. I think it's their 4th turn. They missed the turn 3 knockout, which is usually the turn that they get a big knockout on a tag team. Is the turn 3. Sometimes they get it on turn 2. Not as likely. But yeah, they sometimes do get it on turn 2. And when we do take our knockouts here, we're going to knock out Pidgey and Jirachi as opposed to Pidgey. Or we're going to knock out Odo, Jirachi as opposed to like Pidgeotto. Because that'll leave them with less draw power overall. Because the Jirachi looks at 5 cards, and they are really looking for the trainer cards. The trainer cards are the big deal here. The crystals, the flints, the welder. Airmail really can only draw them into like basic energy and Pokemon that Jirachi won't find. So Jirachi digs 5 cards deep, This digs 2 cards deep. And yeah, there is the gust effect on my Mewtwo. Like I said, it might happen and did happen. Bring up our Mewtwo. Unfortunately, we're out of this, so this takes away a lot of our, not having that access to that anymore takes away a lot of our potential options on coming up turns. But I think we'll still be fine. We're gonna go ahead, send up the Mewtwo. I really don't want to use the Hearth, but now I kind of have to, unfortunately. So we are gonna have to use the Hearth here. Draw for turn. Yeah, we do have to use the Hearth. There should be another fire left in the deck. There is. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go Hearth. Oh, I guess I could have Acrobiked into it first. Oops, so I didn't actually have to Hearth. Well, I made a mistake. Hearth, get the fire. I could have Acrobiked into the fire and then didn't have to give them access to Hearth. Oh well, here we are. Gonna take the Mewtwo. More likely to be useful than the what's it called. Here we go. There's that Welder like I said we would get. And then it's gonna be the Welder to the active. And I guess we're kind of in a position where we gotta hope for the best. Attach Psychic. Bench a fresh Mewtwo. Reset Stamp. Don't know if I want to bench Turtonator. Sure. No, it doesn't matter. And then whatever. Cross Division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And put like, what do we have left? 1 left. Here, sure. Don't think it matters where that last one goes. And now we're down to 1 prize card. So if our opponent does not knock us out this turn with a 3-card hand and no draw power, we win the game. It's very possible. All they actually need is 2 fire crystals, so it's like very possible they get it here. But I think we're in a fine spot. I'm not worried about it. We'll see if our opponent has it though. Or Flint, fire crystal. We did leave Hearth in play. I didn't want to. So if they get crystal, Hearth, and I did mess up. So if I had just Acrobiked and hit the fire, we wouldn't have had to have put Hearth in play. There's a Pokegear. So they were able to go Hearth into 2 fires. They do need 6. So if they have 1 fire and a crystal, there they got a Welder. But they are going to have to Welder one of those fires into play. So they go -1 fire out of the hand in order to draw 3 cards. Obviously, if they don't have it, still the correct play. But now they have to decide if they want to Welder 2 fire to get this Blacephalon just ready to go. But I can say the Welder one and attach 1 and then Blazer for the turn if they whiff. But then I win next turn anyways. You just want to Welder 1 fire, I guess. Yeah, you always want to Welder 1 fire here. Draw 3. Need a total of 5 fire energy. They have 1 in hand. There's a Pidgeotto. They're going to keep going. Digging a little bit deeper. Is it going to be it? There's a crystal. I think if I had to guess that they would have it here. All right, so it was a close one in the end. But it looks like our opponent is going to take the dub here. It was close. Like I said, I think the matchup is close. Oh, off by 1. Okay, I just kind of assumed that they would have it here. But not quite. I'm going to go ahead and Venom Shot that Pidgeotto to close this one out. So super close. But we end up taking it just barely. Like I said, I think the matchup is close. Just like slightly favored for Mewtwo. The reset stamp combo. Pidgeotto's a little bit more, definitely more inconsistent of a deck. And also the factor that you can just turn 2 Cross Divide before they get any Pidgeottos out. I think just gives you the advantage as the Mewtwo deck. Up against another 1-prizer deck, but it's a little bit different this time, and our opponent drew past. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and put him out of his misery here. Second fire, and then show me the Welder. Not today. Okay, attach and Dead-A change here. Then it's gonna be the move, and we're looking for Welder plus 1 energy. Uh-oh, no energy. Okay, there's the energy. Question is, does Pokegear get us the Welder? Answer is yes, and we're gonna go ahead and put this Charmander out of his misery here and move on to the next one with a quick dub over what was only assumably gonna be Charizard from Team Up, but we'll never know for sure. Whoa, all right, we're up against a Ditto, so a whole bunch of things that it could potentially be. Go ahead and get rid of this guy. Get ourselves a Mewtwo prize. The other 2 Mewtwo's good to know, so we've got to go ahead and hold on to the other one as well. And then Acrobike, that fire energy. Nope, but we'll take the Welder. And then Welder to the Mewtwo. And I don't figure out what the heck we're up against. 1, 2, 3. Gonna go with an attach, and then Cherish Ball for probably Turbo Strike, and Turbo Strike's Rise. So we're gonna get ourselves a Dedenne for sure, and we don't have a ton of search options left in the deck, so I actually think I want to go for the maybe the Naganadel. Actually, yeah, let's get the Naganadel. Really it opens up our options a little bit more than anything else on our next turn. Again, the Recycler is leaving us early on here, but it's okay. We can deal with it. And I think, well, they can't evolve it yet. We'll wait and see if it stays in the active, and we're going to knock it out anyways, because then I don't want Wobbuffet on my bench. Anyways, but I will put Wobbuffet into play if our opponent does get the Ditto to the bench and tries to save it. Then we'll definitely try and knock out that Ditto. There's a Jirachi bench. Doesn't tell us a whole lot. Yeah, so we kind of know absolutely zero about what our opponent's still playing. Jirachi and Ditto and Cherish Ball. I'm gonna guess Ability Zard, I guess, right? Yeah, it seems about right. Yeah, looks like Ability Zard. Now that I've seen a little bit more, I can't think of anything else that would play Ditto that also plays Cherish Ball. So we're going with the guess of Ability Zard. Yeah, there's the Reshi Zard. So our goal next turn is going to be to knock out the Reshi Zard. We got the switch. We got the big boy in the discard pile. We got a Welder, no fire, but they don't even have Double Blaze set up now because they went attach retreat the Ditto. Once again, gonna trap that Ditto if it does make it to the bench, and it made its way to the bench. So he is gonna be trapped by Wobbuffet, and we're just gonna look for that Flare Blitz GX on the Reshizard on the next turn. And then everything will be a-okay. We just need to find that what's it called? We need some fire energy for our Welder, and we need one of our great catchers. That's what we need. 2 great catchers left. And if not, I guess we'll just knock out the Jirachi with Psychic Club. But there's the concession from our opponent. So back-to-back easy dubs. Because our opponent's not drawing too well this morning. We've opened maybe our worst possible starter in this one with the Mewtwo. We are up against the ADP. So fine matchup. We'll see how it goes. There is a Mewtwo. Alright, so this is a pretty good discard though. We have the Cherish Ball for one of our many Dedennes. And then we can attach to the Mewtwo and Dede change, getting a bunch of important Pokemon in the discard pile, namely the Solgaleo and the Charizard. Usually kind of hard to find again in the discard pile, but not this game it looks like. Got some Acrobikes going on here. Just looking for fire energy. A Hearth would be even that much better. There's that Hearth I was talking about. 2 Psychics to the discard pile. Not ideal, but we don't actually really need Psychic energy early on in this matchup at all. So yeah, we're going to go with the Hearth. Thinking about just ditching the Mewtwo here. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. There's probably another Mewtwo in the deck. Maybe 2 of them. There's 2 of them. Gonna get these 2 fires. Load them up on our Mewtwo. And get ready to knock out this ADP. Got the Great Catcher. Some more cards for some more options. It's looking good. We don't have the switch option yet. That's what we need to find. We do have the Mallow and Lana in the discard pile though. But unfortunately, we can't Mind Report. I was about to say we can Mind Report that back on top of the deck and then draw into it with the Dede. Not going to happen when we don't have access to Mind Report. So it is just going to be a pass over to our opponent. And let's see what they've got on their turn. Yeah, our goal is going to be to one-shot whatever ADP has energy on it, and we have located that ADP right there. That's the one. All right, we're gonna start to thin out the deck initially here. Take stuff out of the deck that we don't want in the deck anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and not grab the Dedenne yet because I want to leave both the Dennes in the deck. But taking something like this, but we have treasure, so I'm gonna take something like the Lopunny, and then we can go treasure that away to grab ourselves the Ganadel, unless I would want Turtonator, Resetting Hole, or Wobbuffet. I guess I wouldn't mind. Oh, we're just gonna go with this, I think. Grab the Ganadel. Like I said, goal is to one-shot that guy. Next we go into Acrobike. I believe I can't come up with a better line of play. Yeah, go into the Acrobike. That's what I was talking about. There's both the Dene. So now we can use this Cherish Ball to thin out a different GX. It's only Mewtwo left, but we do want a Mewtwo. And I think I will check right here. We're down only 1 treasure, but I could calm the Ganadel back in for the Turtonator, but I don't want to fill my bench because I might want another Dedenne down on my bench actually. So we're gonna go like this. And then Dede change, Looking for a welder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No welder. But we don't actually need welder. We just need energy switch, and we got energy switch. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and giant hearth away this Mewtwo, thin out our deck a little bit more, and then we're gonna switch into Mewtwo, and then take the knockout with the Flare Blitz and pretty much lock up the matchup. Usually this is where the game pretty much just ends. We got that early knockout on our ADP, on their ADP. And there's the concession from our opponent, and that's going to do it for this video on the Mewtwo deck. That's pretty much how the ADP matchup goes. Did they get the choice helmet on it so we can't one-shot it? Yes, they did. All right, the game is going to go longer. Did we whiff the one-shot on the ADP they either GX attacked with or trying to set up? Yes, we did. The game goes longer. Did we knock out the ADP that they just GX attacked with or that they just attached to trying to set up for the GX attack? Yes, we did. The game is over. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the list that I would run for Mewtwo. I don't like Jirachi. I don't like the tag call engine. I like it fast, consistent, very similar, like I said, to the Knoxville and Atlantic City lists. And yeah, have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.